Are you worried you'll move to Idaho without having all your facts lined up? Do you need help separating the truths from the half-truths and the outright lies? I'm Laura Triratnobus with John L. Scott Real Estate Boise, and Idaho is where I was born and where I still live. So today, let's talk about 10 things they don't tell you about living in Idaho. Number 1, our weather is changing from what it was even 20 or 30 years ago. Parts of the state can be super windy now. Overall, summer temperatures are getting hotter, especially here in southern Idaho. Weather data is easily available, so check out the local weather patterns before deciding where or even if you want to live in Idaho. Number 2, Idaho Spud Bars are strangely delicious as long as you don't mind coconut. And no, we don't grow coconuts here in Idaho. And there's no potato in an Idaho Spud Bar. Sorry to disappoint you. These locally produced candies are made of chocolate-covered cocoa marshmallow with a sprinkling of coconut on top. They've been around for a long time, and I think they're pretty good. Number 3, agriculture is still our number 1 source of revenue despite appearances here in the greater Boise region, also known as the Treasure Valley. And we're not hicks. We have plenty of cowboys and cowgirls and farmers, but again, they aren't hicks. Just let go of any ideas you may have that there's a relationship between being employed in agriculture and being uneducated or unsophisticated. Get to know us and we just might surprise you. Our farmers and ranchers often have degrees from the University of Idaho, which is one of the best university agriculture programs in the country. Number 4, we don't really hate newcomers. We just wish there weren't so many of them and that they would learn to share our values. Courtesy and respect will go a long ways here in Idaho, and so will smiling and being friendly. If this video is helpful to you, please give it a like or subscribe to my channel. Thanks, that's helpful to me. Okay, number 5. This one really surprises the contingent who think that Idahoans are uneducated hicks. Our state gave birth to America's commercial nuclear energy industry. Idaho hosted the first nuclear reactor to produce a usable amount of electricity, and that was back in 1951. And 4 years later, another Idaho reactor became the first in the world to power an American city. Those reactors were located at what is now the Idaho National Laboratory, the premier nuclear energy research institution in the entire United States, and it's located in eastern Idaho in the desert out near Idaho Falls. Number 6, believe it or not, one of Idaho's first governors was actually assassinated after he left office. On New Year's Eve 1905, Governor Frank Steunenberg was killed by a bomb that was rigged to go off when he opened the gate to his home in Caldwell. The explosion was heard 16 miles away. The accused assassin said he had acted on behalf of officials from the Western Federation of Miners who saw Steunenberg as a traitor to the Union movement because he declared martial law and called in federal troops to stop violence in the mining region near Coeur d'Alene up in northern Idaho. Actually, I think a lot of Idahoans may not know this, or they may not remember it from their required junior high school Idaho history classes. I know it's something I had personally forgotten about. Okay, number 7. I know I say this in every video. It's Boise, not Boise. Kuna, not Kuna. Chinden, not Chinden. I could go on and on. We have a lot of French influence in our place names, thanks to the French fur trappers, and even more place names that are based on Native American languages, the people who were here first. It's the mispronunciation of Boise that often gives away the Idaho newcomer or visitor. So learning to pronounce the name of our capital city correctly is probably one of the first things that a newcomer should do if they want to fit in and not stand out. That and change the license plates on your car to Idaho plates. Next, we don't eat potatoes with every meal, and the only way to get a really good Idaho potato in Idaho is to grow it yourself. All the best Idaho potatoes are shipped out of state, much to the dismay of any potato-loving Idahoan. Actually, now that farmers markets are popular in towns and cities all around the state, it is possible to get good locally grown potatoes from time to time, usually in the summer. If you can find tiny new potatoes and new peas in the summer, buy them and serve them together in one dish, either creamed or simply dotted with butter and a lot of salt and pepper. Tiny new potatoes and peas are the best summer food in the world. Okay, number 9, finger steaks were invented in Idaho. Honestly, I'm not personally that crazy about them, but maybe I've just never had the good ones. You can find ongoing arguments online about where to find the best finger steaks in the state, And of course, now other states are laying claim to having the best, but Idaho can always say we had the first. Finally, number 10. Garden City is called Garden City because the early Chinese immigrants grew truck gardens there. But later it became much more of a sin city, with peep shows and adult bookstores all along the main drag. But Garden City is now rapidly becoming a gentrified, fashionable place to live, with expensive developments along the river, artist studios, wineries, breweries, and of course the always popular Boise Greenbelt running right through the middle of town. I would definitely live in Garden City if I had the opportunity. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something useful.